West Bend wants your retail risks. At West Bend, we're proud of our broad base of knowledge when it comes to understanding commercial risks. Over the years, we've developed extensive expertise of certain risks and the skills needed to underwrite them. Because of this, West Bend has become competitive in writing these classes. Our underwriters know and understand what coverages are necessary to protect these businesses. Everyone shops, and West Bend's underwriters are no exception. In fact, we love to shop and we know retail. Let us help you with your retail accounts. We like small to mid-sized specialty shops and boutiques and retail outlets that specialize in a particular type of product. These shops are locally owned and operated. Some examples are florists, formal wear retailers, costume stores, bookstores, gift shops, hardware stores, and specialty food shops like cheese markets. These shops can be part of a small regional chain or franchise. Operations of all sizes are included, although our primary appetite is for small and mid-market size risks. These accounts may have some service operations, but are mainly retail in nature. Many of these accounts are specialized and offer unique products. We love to find the quaint shops where pride of ownership is obvious. We're looking for buildings 3 stories or less with occupancy rates of at least 75%. All tenants are required to carry property insurance. No smoking is permitted, and this policy is enforced. All life safety measures and systems are in working order. These buildings should be occupied as retail space with written seasonal maintenance contracts for snow and lawn care. Operations we prefer don't include big box stores, shopping malls, strip and retail centers, or stores that lack a specialty focus. What are some coverages to consider when writing these accounts? It's common for a retail store to accept credit cards as payment for goods. This, however, presents a significant exposure to a breach of personal identifying information. Fortunately, data compromise coverage can provide your customers with response expense coverage. Here's how this coverage works. Let's say hackers steal the credit card numbers of a franchise store's customers, including names and addresses. This could result in thousands of customers' private information getting into the wrong hands. That information can then be used to open fraudulent credit cards and bank accounts, obtain loans, and make purchases. That's why it's so important to notify anyone affected by a data breach. They need to know they're at risk, but that notification can be complicated and costly, $100 or more per record, and customers may expect the retailer to provide additional help. Data Compromise Coverage 1, Response Expense, would provide coverage for legal review and counsel, forensic IT services to identify what data is exposed and who's affected, notification of affected individuals, personal services for affected individuals, including a helpline, and credit monitoring and case managers for identity fraud victims. Please take a look at the coverage form for specific terms and conditions, and remember, coverage is subject to applicable limits. Retail stores also have an exposure to building or ordinance compliance. If a loss causes damage to the property, a number of updates may be required to comply with current building codes or ordinances. You should carefully consider these additional expenses when reviewing an insured's or prospect's exposures. Once you identify these exposures, it's vital to request an adequate limit for building or ordinance coverage. West Bend has insured retail stores for many years, and we want to write those great shops in your community. We've seen many risks like these, some not always properly insured, so let's work together to provide the coverage that your clients deserve. Call your West Bend underwriter or regional sales manager today. They're eager to answer any questions you may have. Remember, West Bend wants your retail risks.